Yo, what it do, everybody? This your man Dre, aka Dre on Wheels. This is episode 20 of the 1130 podcast, Talk Pro Wrestling. How everybody doing out there? Glad you guys joining me here on a new week, new episode. I appreciate it so much. So, good morning, good night, good afternoon to all my listeners all over the states, Germany, Canada, the UK. I appreciate it so much. Joining me here for a new episode of Talk Pro Wrestling, you guys. Wherever you're joining me at on the platform that you are listening to me on. I appreciate if you hit that subscribe button, give me a 5-star rating, leave a review. Try to get the 1130 podcast, Talk Pro Wrestling up and out there, you guys. Get it known, you dig? So, but you guys, this week's episode is going to be a dope one, you guys, man. I got Paradigm Pro Wrestling heavyweight champion Freddie Hudson is going to be in the building, you guys, man. He's getting set for his big matchup, September 25th. Paradigm's same energy, you guys. Third anniversary show. Myron Reed, Freddie Hudson, 3 for the championship. 2 out of 3 falls match. It's going to be dope. My man Freddie Hudson going to be joining me here in just a bit, you guys. But before we get to that, I want to shout out my guest, the man they call Dave from the Working Fans Podcast. He was joining me here last week on the show. I appreciate it so much, you guys. But man, yes, I got my man Freddie Hudson coming up in just a bit, you guys. But before we get to that, man, I gotta talk about the Hurt Business, man. You dig? Like, I see a lot of people all over Twitter, Facebook, and social media, man. It's kind of like, just throwing the New Day away. They really throwing the New Day away. It's kind of like when Bray Wyatt, was just debuting that Fiend character, and Seth Rollins was the Universal Champion, and that whole matchup that ended in like a no contest at Hell in a Cell between the Fiend and Seth Rollins, and everybody booed the ending of the match when Seth did what he did to the WWE Universe's favorite new character, the Fiend, and they all turned on Seth Rollins. And it seems though like right now everybody basically kind of like threw the New Day out. That was the old toy, and the new toy now, and they got 4 members. New Day just got 3. The Hurt Business got 4, and we are with it. But you guys, man, what's your thoughts on the Hurt Business, man? I'm digging it so much, man. I give big props, mad props to my man MVP. I remember meeting him back in 2007. I was with my buddy, met him in Baltimore, Maryland. We was going to a house show, and I had, of course, at that time, the Redskins jersey on before, now they Washington football team. Congratulations on picking up a victory. I'm surprised, though. But, I had a Redskins jersey on, and MVP said, man, you need to take that trash off, man, and wear an Oakland Raiders, jersey. And I was like, that was a cool moment and experience. But shout out to my man MVP, man, for putting this stable together, man, or faction, or whatever you want to call it, man. And it's dope. And I love how, it's shining on all 4 members. Shelton is getting his shine on. Cedric is now a new member in the Hurt Business. He getting his shine on. And of course, Bobby Lashley. They say he the CEO. Man, I'm glad they put the United States Championship on Bobby Lashley. Now, I know MVP, he's the mouth of the group, the faction, and he's going to get everybody recognized and get them out there and talk as if, these guys who I'm hanging with are legit. And they are legit, man, especially what they did at the ending of Monday Night Raw this past week, man. So I dig it, man. I really dig it. I really dig it. So, man, if we can get like maybe Shelton Benjamin and Cedric Alexander for like a tag team title shot against, the Street Profits coming up, soon, that'll be dope, man. I'm really looking forward to this. Like nobody has stood up to the Hurt Business. Everybody just been running. I mean, not the Hurt Business, excuse me. Nobody has stood up to Retribution. Everybody just running away. Commentary, cameraman, everybody just running away. So who's going to stand up to these guys, man? Y'all just been throwing this out there for who knows how long so far. And now we got a legitimate, it seems like that now they are a very legitimate group, of 4 black men, in WWE that's, running Monday Night Raw right now. And which, of course, we all know what's going on around the country right now. We're going to leave that for another topic and another show. But the fact that the four black men here named Shelton Benjamin, Cedric Alexander, MVP, and the United States champion Bobby Lashley is doing their thing, I dig it, man. I dig it. So keep doing it, man. Keep doing it, WWE. And I want to hear all my listeners out there. What's your thoughts on the Hurt Business? You feel me? They ended Monday Night Raw. Just okay. I bet. You feel me? Like, I want to know if that WWE official guy will be popping up on Fox and now on USA now. I want to know, did he cut the check to the Hurt Business? Because he's like MVP. Like, man, it's an unsafe working environment. I'm not about to be going out there working matches, lights flickering and blinking and doing this other rah-rah bull crap. You dig? So, man, it's crazy, man. It really is. So I'm really digging the Hurt Business, man. Shout out to them, you guys. Yo, man, Freddie Hudson still coming up in just a bit, you guys. What's you guys' thoughts on Sasha Banks and Bayley, man? That's a cool story. I guess who was on last week? My man, the man they call Dave. We was talking about this storyline, which is one of my favorites on SmackDown right now or in WWE, because Sasha and Bayley has been the forefront throughout the whole pandemic and everything. So the fact that Bayley, let me get it right, Bayley did what she did to Sasha, and now Sasha's supposed to be coming back tonight on Friday Night SmackDown? Like, WTF, bro? Like, come on. Like, can we milk this a little longer? Now, if they were smart, they would have Sasha Banks' music hit, but no Sasha, though. You feel me? Like, Sasha said she was going to make it, though, but nah, she ain't making it. You feel me? She ain't making it. At least, maybe Bayley got somebody, or she beat Sasha up again. Well, who knows? But no, don't bring Sasha back right now, man. For real. Remember back in the days when Shawn Michaels used to get the chair put around his neck and they used to crush his neck and he'd be out for 3 months and shit like that? Come on, that's how it should be. Really invest and build in the storyline. We're not going to care. Like, okay, we all wrestling fans, of course we got new ones though, but the older, wrestling fans who've been here, we know that, okay, and they do that, they writing them on TV for a little bit. Now they just do that for fun. Like, come on, WWE, come on. But we're going to move on from WWE to AEW, you guys, man. AEW Dynamite, man, was on fire this past week. Dope ending to end AEW Dynamite, you guys, man. We seen Santana and Ortiz, you guys, take on the best friends in a street fight, man. The fight, it was a brawl, man. It was kind of like one of the best street fights I've seen in a long time, man. With Trent getting crushed on the windshield, and from everything in that matchup was really, really entertaining. All the way to the end, whether it was Chuck's mom when they got in the car, or the van, and she put up that middle finger like, F you suckers, for, destroying my van and try to beat up my boys. You dig? Like, that was really, really cool, though. But this past week was also the return of AEW and NXT going head-to-head. It's been like 5 weeks since they were on the same night, same time slot. In my opinion, I give NXT the victory. I think NXT has some solid matches with Chauncey Blackheart and Io Shirai. That was a dope match to open up NXT. Also, the match between Timothy Thatcher and Damian Priest for the North American Championship. I thought that was cool. I love the little rivalry going on with Drake Maverick and Killian Dane. I think that's a really cool thing. It's kind of like, I'm showing you, love, but in a tough way. So I thought that was cool and stuff. So, man, great matches. The tag team match between Breezango and Imperium, dope match. Also, man, the return of NXT UK. You guys, man, go check it out, man. Wrestling, man, what a time to be alive right now. Crazy year 2020 also, you guys. But you guys, man, my man, Freddie Hudson, you guys, man, I got him coming up in just a bit, you guys, man. Stay tuned. My man, Freddie is coming up. was saying, man, I got my guest, Freddie Hudson, you guys. He's all the way from Louisville, Kentucky, you guys. He's an independent pro wrestler. He wrestles from Asylum Wrestling Revolution. He's Paradigms Pro Wrestling heavyweight champion, you guys. He got a big matchup coming up September 25th against MLW Superstar Myron Reed, you guys. It's going to be a big matchup. That's Paradigm Same Energy 3rd anniversary show, September 25th. It's going to be a big matchup. Myron Reed versus Freddie Hudson 3. So without further ado, you guys, you know how we do it. My man, Freddie, what's going on with you, buddy?
Good, man. How are you?
I'm doing good. How's your day going?
That's going pretty good, man. Just got off of work and now I'm just taking a relaxing day.
Okay, that's good. Well, last time I had you on, you were a surprise guest. At that time, my guest was Sean O'Brien, referee Man Bun. How's Sean doing?
He's been doing good, man. I mean, I talked to him lately and everything, and we talked about the last time I was on here, surprising him. And I told him, I was like, yeah, man, we kind of set this up and everything. I want to surprise you. And he was like, that's what's up, man. I was like, yeah.
That was pretty cool. Well, like I said, you're the Paradigm Pro Wrestling heavyweight champion. You've been champ for some time. How's life has been, since you've been champion?
Life's been pretty good. Being champ to me is like, I never really thought that I would become a champion in Paradigm, but to have it come all full circle and everything, been in Paradigm since the very, very beginning, when it was back then Prodigy Pro Wrestling, and now seeing it is now being called Paradigm, and just through everything that I've been through with Paradigm and everything, and the love I have for the company and all, it finally feels good to say that I am now Paradigm Pro Wrestling champion.
Cool. It seemed like you appreciate it a lot, because we were talking about it last time on the podcast when my man Sean O'Brien, the match was over and you were champ, and that shock look, I've seen it last night, actually early today, I was watching it over, and the shock look on your face, it was like, oh my gosh, like, because you didn't know that you were going to be champ. So I know that was a dope moment right there for you, though. You've been there from the beginning, and now you're champ, though. But now you're here, but as a main guest, and I want to ask you, just to get to know you a little bit more. How did you get into the wrestling business?
In the beginning, I started out with I did backyard wrestling with one of my buddies that I was a tag team with, and then he talked to a guy named Two Tough Tony who runs the arena, and he wanted to possibly run shows inside the arena. So my friend Josh called me up and he said, hey, come to the arena. I talked to Tony. I said, okay. So I drove up there and we talked to Tony, and Tony said, I can't let you guys run shows yet because you guys aren't trained yet, which was true. We weren't trained yet. But then he was like, I'll make you guys a deal. If you guys come here, put in the work, the dedication and the training and everything, and learn what to do and everything about the basics and everything, and I'll let you guys run the shows. And then ever since then, since March 29th of 2017, I believe, I can remember, I've been in pro wrestling for 3 years. I'm almost hitting 4.
Okay, cool. Who did you idolize growing up?
I idolize Eddie Guerrero and mainly like William Regal.
Okay. Definitely William Regal. I definitely see some of that and a little bit of Eddie in your move sets. So that's pretty cool. Well, I know it's a crazy time right now. A lot of wrestlers are getting back to wrestling and, on the road and stuff. I know you be in the locker room lacing up the boots, and before you hit the ring, I had a guest on my main podcast this past week. He's paralyzed. He's been paralyzed for about like 23 years, and he got shot. And he was very inspirational. And I wanted to ask you, before you, go out to the ring, what inspires you? What keeps inspiring you and motivates you?
I'd say the one thing that motivates me is I have this tattoo on my wrist. It's like the wings in 32, which was it represents like part of my family because I had a great great grandfather that I never really got to meet. Like whenever even when I was a baby and I was like a baby and everything. So I always look at that to like know that I can really do anything in this world and all. And then the support from like my family giving me like inspirational things like my mother and everything, always having to keep going and keep pursuing what I want to do. And that always helps me every show.
Okay, that's dope, man. That's real dope. I was just asking you before the show. Are you familiar with the Hurt Business? You know, me and you brothers, man. I gotta ask you, what's your thoughts on the Hurt Business, man? Because they looking real good.
Oh yeah. Um I enjoy what they're doing with the Hurt Business and everything. I think it's a real cohesive group and everything with Bobby Lashley and Cedric Alexander now, MVP as the leader, and Shelton Benjamin. I think it's going really well.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm digging it. I'm digging it. But speaking of business though, you got some business to take care of. We're gonna get to all the fun with you and Myron Reed in just a bit though. But you got some business to take care of on September 26th. September to remember. Asylum Wrestling Revolution tag team qualifying match. The West Company versus Shooters Don't Die. Can you tell me about Shooters Don't Die and your
Yeah,
tag team partner?
yeah. So me and Don't Die Mosmer, we're good friends. Like, we're good friends like out of wrestling and everything. And he called me, well, I called him, and he was looking for a tag partner because a tag partner then got hurt through training. So I called him, seeing what he was doing, checking up on, always check up on my friends and all, just make sure they're safe and everything during these times. And he was discussing with me that he needed a tag partner for the last show. And I told him, I was like, well, I'm free that day, I have nothing else to do, and I can make the drive up. So we became a tag team. And since then, we've been on a roll. We're one another tag team together. So I believe that on September 26th, when we go up against West Company, that we're going to come up with the win.
Okay, cool. You already Paradigm Pro Wrestling champion. So I know you're looking to be double champion now. So after you beat Myron Reed, and then you head into a tag team qualifying match to become, AWR tag team champs. You got that in your future, right? To be a double champion.
Oh yeah, definitely, man. That was definitely. I'm going to hold on to that Paradigm Championship as long as I can, and I'm going right after those AWR Tag Team Championships.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I know it's been some crazy times right now. How you been maintaining through the whole coronavirus?
I've been good, really. Just been working and staying inside, really. Just playing with my cats and dogs, really.
Cats and dogs. How many cats and dogs you got?
Well, technically, I got one cat because my fiance gave it to me, and then she has 3 dogs and another cat. But I claimed the other cat, so really, I got 2 cats and she has 2 dogs.
Okay, cool. I want a dog. Always want a dog though. Cats a little easier to take care of though, but always wanted a dog though.
Yeah.
Also, right now that you're back in wrestling, you're the champ now. Anybody that in your future that you would love, to work with?
Yeah. There's a couple names on my mind. I actually have like a top 3 that I would love to face and everything. One is Tony Deppen. Other one is he knows it. He just don't want to believe it. Is the best wrestler in North America, Lee Moriarty, and Nolan Edwards.
Okay, cool. I was watching a match with you, taking on, I think his name was Corey Smith.
Oh, Corey Storm.
Corey Storm, did I say it? Yeah, Corey Storm. Yeah, when are you gonna have your rematch with him? Because you lost in that one, and I was like, and then you had a match with Matt Sterling. Also, and I was like, yeah, and I was like, oh man, my man lost both of the matches. He gotta get his rematch though. He really gotta get his rematch.
Yeah, I definitely do. It's going to come up soon when I get my rematch against those guys. That was the second time I wrestled Max Sterling because I wrestled him at WCW and I beat him there. So he beat me at Promotion Indiana. So now it's kind of like a 1-1. Now it's gonna come to like a third time to wrestle again. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to like wrestling those guys again. I really like wrestling them.
Okay. Well, who would you recommend, to be like a next top favorite guy, I guess, in Paradigm Pro Wrestling, other than yourself?
I would say it's kind of tied between like what I see and everything. It's between Lee Moriarty and Nolan Edwards. Those two guys are, what's the word? They're so good in their own way that they're like untouchable. Like me watching them wrestle live at a show at Paradigm Shows and everything is amazing because the things that they do, the things that their psychology and their technique and everything, it just you can't unmatch it.
Okay. Yeah, cool. That's dope right there. Well, can you tell me maybe like one or two things that Paradigm Pro Wrestling or maybe Asylum Wrestling Revolution is different than all the other independent wrestling promotions?
Paradigm Pro Wrestling is different because we have a very diverse style. Like you just don't see like it's not just one style, it's multiple styles. It's shoot wrestling style, it's lucha style, it's UWFI style, it's hardcore style. We have very diverse we have very diverse locker room to each style that complements it. So if you watch the previous Paradigm shows and everything, each one's very different. Each match is different. And then with AWR, you have guys that are in the deathmatch scene that are putting their name out there. You have guys who are in tag team wrestling that are coming up with new ways for tag team matches and everything and doing things rightfully and everything. And then AWR is just another animal. It's coming up.
Okay, cool. That's what's up, man. I was on both of them social media pages on Facebook, and look like you got some great stars and great content. You guys, you can catch Paradigm Pro Wrestling shows on Independent Wrestling TV, I believe.
Yes.
And yeah, you can catch that. Go subscribe, you guys. Check out all the matches, man. All the matches. But you guys here on the 1130 podcast, you guys, man. I got my man Freddie Hudson, Paradigm Pro Wrestling heavyweight champion. Got a big matchup with Myron Reed coming up September 25th. He's walking in as champ. He's walking out. We're gonna talk about that and a little bit more. You guys here on the 1130 podcast, Talk Pro Wrestling. We're gonna take a quick break and we'll be right back.
When it comes to growing your podcast, it's tough to know where to start. That's why Anchor gives podcasters the tools they need to make each episode better than the last. Now, Anchor Analytics includes new stats from Spotify to help you better understand who's listening and what they like about your show. With charts that let you see how far people are making it into each episode and where they're dropping off, you can plan your podcast around the content that performs best. Hover over to see how many people are tuning into specific segments and learn what hooks your audience by comparing the average listening time across multiple episodes. Using anonymized demographic data from Spotify, take a granular look at the age and gender of your listeners to start tailoring your content or targeting new audiences. Track analytics from multiple platforms and Spotify insights. Everything you need to grow your podcast, all in one place with Anchor.
I want to tell you about listener support. Listener support helps me out big time with this podcast as far as getting guests, setting up equipment, you name it, man. I've been doing this for some time and I really love it, enjoy it. I really love interviewing some of your favorite independent referees, wrestlers, superstars, ring announcers, you name it, man. Wrestling, I love. But if you guys, man, you can support this podcast by clicking the link in the description. You got that right. Click the link in the description to support this podcast with a small monthly subscription, you guys. For real. 99 cents a month, $4.99 a month and $9.99 a month. That sounds real good, man. Yo, support this podcast, you guys, man. The 1130 podcast, Talk Pro Wrestling, so I can keep making these sweet podcasts just for you. So what it do, everybody? Welcome back here to the 1130 podcast, Talk Pro Wrestling, you guys, man. I got Paradigm Pro Wrestling heavyweight champ Freddie Hudson is in the building, you guys, with me here this week on the podcast. Man, we were just getting to know Freddie and talking some wrestling before the break. I told you guys we were going to jump into the whole rivalry that's going down September 25th, Myron Reed versus Freddie Hudson for the Paradigm Pro Wrestling Championship. Same energy, Paradigm 3rd anniversary show. It's going to be huge, you guys. I was looking at the video that you shared on Facebook, and man, that tells a whole lot of details because, man, I was trying to see the whole trilogy. But Brass Monkey, like you were saying, first Prodigy was Paradigm's name at first, and I'm glad you clarified that because I was a little confused. I thought it was two separate companies. But Brass Monkey, I guess, was their first pay-per-view show. Myron Reed was in the main event. You were also on the show too. Can you tell me about the match that you were in, because it seemed like that you were getting beat down?
Yeah, man. It was the first ever show back then it was Prodigy Pro Wrestling and everything. And I had a match with John Wayne Murdoch, which ended up being a tag team match because my buddy ZDP, Zachary Dayton Pittman, saw that he didn't like my odds that I was coming into be with John Wayne Murdoch. So he came in and helped me beat down John. Reed came out there and saved John, and then it turned into a rejects rules match, which means there's no rules in the match.
Okay. Wait. Why did they beat you up though?
Man,
I thought you was the good guy, man. I didn't know they was just gonna beat you up like that. You know, you had your man's helping you up in the middle of the ring. I was like, oh man, come on. He about to go to the nearest medical facility. This is good. Like, you know, why did they have to do that to you, man?
Yeah, man, I don't know, man. Like, I just thought I just felt disrespected because, man, he wasn't taking me seriously.
Okay. Well, it seems like somebody's not taking you serious though. Myron Reed though, MLW Superstar, he's doing his thing over there. He's about to come back on, I guess, YouTube or whatever though. MLW will be returning, but you guys got a little beef going on, a rivalry. It's red hot right now. Red hot. Well, you got a third match coming up at the 3rd anniversary, September 25th. But before we get there, you guys also wrestled at the Paradigm 2nd anniversary last year in October. Yeah, last year in October. Can you tell me more about that match? Because actually, you won the first. Actually, you won the first one, and then the second one, he won that one though. You know,
right?
Like, can you tell me about that one?
Yeah. So the first one, pretty much, I had a choice. If I were gonna wrestle Myron Reed, it was either show out or get pushed back in the line. So I decided that one thing I had to go out there and just do was show out, and I definitely did. And Myron thought that he got one up on me, but if you see in the video, when he was going for his last move and everything, I countered and got the pin right there. But the thing is that, like, upsets me is that if you see after my hands are coming down, I was actually going to turn around and shake his hand, but the one thing that he did do is just blindsided me.
Yeah. I didn't like how he was, you know, a big crybaby in that one, though. Like,
yeah,
telling
definitely.
everybody put some respect on his name. Like, who do you think he was, Birdman? Like,
right.
Nah, man, come on. Like, I don't condone that though. But yeah, he'd attack you from behind because he lost the match. Then you guys had a rematch up, and you know he kind of like snuck away with the victory though, man. You were trying to get out of that 1, 2, 3. It was like quick, man. It was so fast though. But yeah, you lost that one. So man, this rivalry is really heating up though. He won't come back, or he said, you know, I got to be first in line to get a championship. You know, so now you're champion now. He's back here and Paradigm Pro Wrestling champion. What you got to say to Myron Reed?
Well, Myron, you think that the one thing that I've always learned to get respect, you gotta show respect. So you say you want respect in your name, Myron, but I'm the man that's been putting Paradigm on my back for the whole 3 years I've been there. You haven't been there since then. You lost the AJ Griffith Championship. You beat down Dominic Guarini, and I came up for the save. You said that's your time. Myron, it's not your time. It's my time. I went in there and won the championship. You went in there and lost the championship. So I don't know what you're thinking your game plan is, because you bring that fire, I'm just going to mess him up again like I did the second time.
Got that.
I'm going to go in September 25th as champion, and I'm going to walk out September 25th as still champion.
Sure enough. And then he's going to win the AWR Tag Team Champs, and then he's going to be double champ. You got that right, though. For real.
Hey, that's right.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up. Man, yeah, you're going to win, man, because Myron Reed, you walking around with a chest protector. You ain't got that on. You going in there just with your knee pads on, your wrestling gear, and you're going to get it done, man, for real.
Right.
Cool. I appreciate that, man. Cool. Before we wrap it up here, man, I want to know, because, it's Talk Pro Wrestling, man. What age did you, start growing up into the business and start, really loving
it? I started loving it and everything at the age of 6, when I started getting to know what pro wrestling is and watching it and everything.
Okay, 6.
Yeah.
Who was the first that you saw on TV?
I believe the first that I saw on TV was Chris Jericho. Yeah.
Chris Jericho.
Yeah.
Cool. So Chris Jericho he had his cool debut. I remember his debut in WWE when he came in and interrupted The Rock. And yeah, Jericho has been on top, man. He's in AEW right now. So that's pretty cool, man. Yeah, man, before we wrap it up here, man, is anything you want to say, man? Any shout outs, man, where they can catch you at also besides September 25th and also September 26th, man?
Yeah, man. I just want to give a shout out to the Big Sarge brand, also to Mouse's Wrestling Adventures. Follow him on Twitter at WCW, I think it's WCW Mouse. Check out his photography page on Facebook and Instagram. Check out the Big Sarge brand on Instagram and on Twitter. And I want to plug in, follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Freddie Hudson 15. You can find me on Facebook on my athlete page at Freddie Hudson. And yeah, I just want to say thank you for having me.
No problem, man. I appreciate you joining me, man. I appreciate you reaching out. I was like, yeah, I gotta be on your podcast, man. I got this big match coming up, man. They think I'm good.
Definitely.
So yeah, man. I appreciate you, man. Paradigm Pro Wrestling Champion, you guys. My man Freddie Hudson here on the 1130 podcast, Talk Pro Wrestling. Man, you're always welcome. You're always welcome, man. Can't wait to see your matchup with Myron Reed, and you're gonna walk out as champ, man. So good luck on that and all your success, man. Keep doing your thing, man, and stay safe out there.
Thank you.
Bro, thank you for being a guest here on Talk Pro Wrestling. Yo, my man Freddie, man, I appreciate you joining me here on the 1130 podcast, man. Dope episode, man. You're always welcome. You guys, man, don't forget, my man Freddie Hudson, big matchup with Myron Reed. It's the third matchup. 2 out of 3 falls. It's going down, man. I said my man Freddie Hudson gonna win. He gonna win, man. He walk in as champ, he gonna walk out as champ. You dig, man? So that's gonna be a dope one right there. It's gonna be a really, really cool one. September 25th, you guys. Paradigm's 3rd anniversary, same energy event. It's gonna be dope. Also, you guys, the next night, September 26th, September to remember. Asylum Wrestling Revolution. Freddie Hudson is going to be teaming up with his tag team partner, Shooters Don't Die, taking on the West Company in a tag team qualifying match. So you can catch all of Paradigm Pro Wrestling and all the independent wrestling, you guys, on IWTV. Go subscribe, man, and check out some fun independent wrestling, man. You know, wrestling is starting to return back due to the whole COVID and everything. So, yeah, man, if you want some, new and fresh, wrestling. But Freddie, man, I appreciate you joining me here on the 1130 podcast. This time, man, as an official guest, man, you're always welcome. I wish you the best in your success. Keep reigning as champion, man. You the big dog. Keep doing your thing, man. I appreciate it so much. But you guys, man, I dig you guys. I appreciate it, man. You guys joining me here for a new week, new episode, man. Don't forget to follow the 1130 podcast on Twitter at Dreonwheels. Follow me on Instagram at the 1130 podcast. Like the 1130 podcast on Facebook, you guys. Subscribe to the 1130 podcast on YouTube. You dig, man? On YouTube. Got a new episode of the 1130 podcast come out each and every Tuesday, premiering on YouTube, you guys, at 11:30 a.m. Eastern time. So you guys, man, look out, man. It's going to be big. Got some good content. I appreciate you guys joining me. Also, if you would like to be a guest here on the podcast, email me, the1130podcast@gmail.com. That's the1130podcast@gmail.com. Once again, you guys, thank Freddie Hudson, Paradigm Pro Wrestling Heavyweight Champion, for joining me here on the podcast this week. Man, this is your man, Dre, a.k.a. Dre on Wheels. I appreciate you guys joining me, and